The little clock shop stood at the end of a quiet street, hidden between tall buildings that most people never noticed. Its wooden door was old, and the bell above it rang softly whenever someone entered. Inside, hundreds of clocks filled the space. Big clocks, small clocks, broken clocks, ticking clocks. The sound was not loud, but gentle, like a slow heartbeat. Time moved differently inside that shop. People outside rushed through life, but here, everything felt calm and patient. The shop belonged to an old man named Mr. Elias. He had been fixing clocks for as long as anyone could remember. His hands were slow but careful, and his eyes carried the weight of many years. He did not talk much. He listened more than he spoke. Every morning he opened the shop, cleaned the glass shelves, and gently wound the clocks. To him, every clock had a story. Some were happy, some were broken, and some had simply been forgotten. One rainy afternoon, a young boy named Noah stepped into the shop. He was holding a small, broken clock in his hands. It had belonged to his mother, who had passed away years ago. The clock had stopped working the day she left, and Noah believed it stopped because it missed her. He placed it on the counter with careful hands and looked up at Mr. Elias with hopeful eyes. He did not ask many questions. He only said softly, "Can you fix it?" Mr. Elias picked up the clock and studied it closely. He did not rush. He listened to its silence, as if waiting for it to speak. Then he nodded slowly. "Some clocks," he said, "do not break because of time. They break because they carry too many memories." Noah did not fully understand his words, but they stayed with him. Mr. Elias asked him to come back the next day. That night, Mr. Elias stayed late in the shop. The rain tapped gently against the windows, and the clocks continued their soft ticking. He opened the broken clock carefully. Inside, everything was dusty but intact. As he worked, memories of his own life returned. He remembered the people he had lost, the moments he wished he could return to, and the time that kept moving, no matter how much it hurt. He realized that fixing clocks was never just about time. It was about helping people move forward without forgetting the past. The next day, Noah returned. Mr. Elias handed him the clock, now ticking softly again. The sound was gentle, not loud, but alive. Noah smiled for the first time in a long while. He held the clock close to his chest, feeling warmth instead of sadness. "Thank you," he whispered. Mr. Elias smiled back. "Time does not heal everything," he said, "but it teaches us how to carry what we love." As days passed, more people came to the little clock shop. A woman brought a clock that stopped the day her husband left. A man brought one that had belonged to his father. Mr. Elias fixed them all, but he always said the same thing. "I fix the clock," he told them gently, "but you must decide how to use the time it gives you." People left the shop lighter than they entered, even if their problems were still waiting outside. One morning, the shop did not open. The door remained closed, and the bell did not ring. Days passed, and people wondered where Mr. Elias had gone. When the shop finally opened again, a small note was placed near the counter. It said that Mr. Elias had passed away peacefully in his sleep. The clocks were still there, ticking softly, filling the shop with life. Noah returned to the shop one last time. He stood quietly, listening to the sound of time moving forward. He understood something then. The little clock shop was never about stopping time. It was about reminding people that time is precious, gentle, and always moving. Noah placed his repaired clock on the shelf and smiled. The clock kept ticking, just like life, carrying memories forward, one second at a time. Weeks after Mr. Elias passed away, the little clock shop felt quieter, but not empty. The clocks still ticked, filling the space with soft rhythm, like a room that remembered breathing. Dust slowly gathered on the shelves, yet the feeling inside the shop remained warm. People still walked past the window, sometimes stopping to look inside, wondering if the old man would ever return. One day, Noah decided to step into the shop again. The air smelled the same, faintly of wood, metal, and time itself. As he looked around, he noticed how every clock seemed to carry a hidden emotion. Some sounded cheerful, ticking quickly, while others ticked slowly, as if tired from years of waiting. Noah realized the shop felt like a library of moments, storing stories instead of books. He began visiting the shop regularly, not to buy clocks, but to listen. Sitting on the small wooden chair near the counter, he let the ticking surround him. The sound helped him think, helped him breathe, and helped him feel closer to his mother. Over time, he started to understand that time was not something to fear, it was something to walk with, slowly and patiently. One afternoon, an elderly woman entered the shop holding a small pocket watch. She said it had belonged to her brother, who had passed away long ago. The watch no longer worked, and she feared the memories inside it would fade. Noah listened quietly as she spoke. Although he was not a clock repairer, he realized he could still help, not by fixing the watch, but by listening to her story. The woman left feeling lighter, realizing that memories do not disappear just because time moves on. As the months passed, Noah began taking care of the shop. He cleaned the shelves, wound the clocks, and made sure the bell on the door still rang softly. He was not replacing Mr. Elias. Instead, he was protecting what the shop represented, a peaceful place where time slowed down and hearts felt understood. People started returning again. Some came with broken clocks, others came with heavy hearts. Noah welcomed them with kindness, offering them silence, conversation, or simply a place to pause. He learned that sometimes people do not need solutions, they just need a moment where time feels gentle instead of rushed. Late one evening, Noah discovered a small handwritten letter tucked behind the counter. It was from Mr. Elias. The letter said that time cannot be owned, controlled, or stopped, but it can be respected. It reminded him that every second carries both loss and possibility, and that even quiet lives can leave meaningful echoes. Holding the letter, Noah felt a sense of purpose. The little clock shop would not become a place stuck in the past. Instead, it would become a place where people could learn to move forward while still honoring their memories. Years later, the shop remained open, still small, still quiet, still filled with ticking clocks. Children pressed their faces against the window, adults stepped inside when life felt too loud, and Noah, now older, understood what Mr. Elias had always known, that time is not meant to be chased, it is meant to be lived, one calm moment at a time.